Okay, welcome. Here's a video I wanted to share with you guys today. Some simple things that you guys should watch out, or should do on a daily basis in regards to Animal Crossing New Horizons. One is same thing I'm doing right now is get a slingshot, go forth and knocked out the balloon on it, and you get presents. Go forth and you go in here and you open up the present and see what you get inside. This one is a fishing boat flag. Okay, I've never seen a fishing boat flag before, but hey, it is what it is. What I suggest you do on a daily basis is you can go forth and grab a shovel and find a rock. Actually, here's the first thing to do is if you see one of these golden spots on the ground, go forth, dig it up. What it will do is it'll give you 1,000 gold, which is good. 1,000 bells, not gold, but 1,000 bells. What you can do after that is go forth and bury these, turn towards it, and then bury in the hole. What will happen is it will start a money tree. I'm hoping when it comes to it that the third one will go forth and give me 300,000 bells. In about 3 days, I should have 300,000 bells. I'm hoping. So that's tip number 2. Tip number 3, try and find a rock, which I can, there's a rock, but I don't want to do that one. Let's find one that's actually out in the open. Actually, tip number 3 here is get rid of anything you're carrying and go forth, and if you see any fruit on any of your trees, go forth and give it a shake, and then collect up the apples. What you can do, shake, collect up some more apples. That's all well and fine. If you want more apple trees, I suggest what you can do with the apples. A couple of things you can do with the apples is you can eat them, grab one, or drop the item, so you can drop them on the ground. If you eat one, so I'm going to go ahead and eat one, and I'm going to pick my shovel. You can go forth and pick up a tree, which I think is pretty cool. You can pick up a tree and then move it and plant it. So I'm going to move this tree. As you can see in my inventory, I have an apple tree. So I'm going to go forth and I'm going to plant it. It's a way to move your trees around that you have on your island if you put it in the wrong spot. But if you want a quick way of getting money in the game, or bells, is what I did was I went forth and I going, okay, well, let's do this. I want to plant one of these. So I went forth and I did this. You can plant apples. You can plant all of the different types of fruit on your island. The only thing you can't do on your grass is plant coconut trees. So if you plant coconuts on your grass, they're not going to do anything. But the thing is, if you plant them too close together, if you plant them one beside each other, they probably won't grow. So your suggested spot is one spot around each of them. So when you pick up an axe, you can go walk over to a tree, and a lot of times you gotta watch out for the bees, but there's a tree here. You can hit it 3 times a day, and it gives you different types of wood that you can pick up. It's good building material. So, but the thing you have to watch out for is the bees, of course. But you get 3 different types of wood: softwood, hardwood, and regular wood, I believe. So you get softwood, hardwood, and wood. So regular wood. So that's with your trees. What I was looking for was a rock that we could do something with. If I can find one that's not in the middle of... Another part of the game that I didn't know when I first started is while you're walking, if you press and hold the B button, you can go forth and run. So this is walking in the game, this is running. So yeah, if you press the B button, press and hold the B button, you run. But what you can do, which I think is kind of cool at times when you get bored, is while you're running, you can hit your control pad the opposite direction that you're running quickly, and you can make a skid mark, which is kind of cool, I thought. But yeah, everybody has their own preference and whatnot for these games. But what you can do with a rock, most people use shovels, is you can hit them and they give you resources. Sometimes they give you bells. Sometimes you do really bad and you can hit them. You're supposed to be able to hit them 8 or 9 times, but if you do as badly as I just did, you only get 4 items out of them. You can do that once a day. Every rock on your island you can do once a day. The only thing you don't want to do, and I'm going to do this because I want to move one of them. So I'm going to eat an apple. If you don't like the location where your rock is, like the one I have over here, there's one in one of these lineups of my flowers. Yeah, this one here. So if you go forth and eat a fruit, and you want to move a rock, or remove something that's in your way of your building, so eat a fruit, and go forth and hit it with a shovel. That way it'll destroy the rock, and you can get rid of it. But what happens is it'll come back in a couple of days. I hope this video can help people out in that sense. But one thing that I wanted to do was, last part is, yes, I like watering stuff. I have lots of flowers on my island and that good side of it. But if you go forth, and this is the way things go. Right here, this is my pumpkin patch. It was a new thing in October, I believe, in the new update. But in this pumpkin patch, if you go forth and water your pumpkins on a daily basis until they're full grown, every day you water them, or if it snows or if it rains and that sort of thing, you don't have to water them. But every day you water them, in I think it's 2 days or 3 days, you'll get 3 pumpkins instead of just 1 pumpkin. If you don't water them at all, they'll grow, they'll give you 1 pumpkin a day. If you water them every day, you'll get 3 pumpkins out of what's there, which is kind of cool. And if you notice the sparkling on them in the video, in that sense, the bigger the sparkle, the more times things have been watered. So if you have company come over to your island and they water your flowers for you, the more they water, the more chances you'll get new items bred with your flowers and that. I think I'm trying to trip over my own words. Thinking a little bit forward before I speak. You don't have to water your trees in that sense, but you should water your, if you want a good source of money or bells, going forth and watering your pumpkins every day. You can plant your pumpkins, you don't have to sell them, you can plant them and make more, which is really good. Your flowers, it's wise to go forth and water them on a daily basis if you're trying to grow flowers. If you're trying to get them to breed and that sort of thing to make more colors, it's good to go forth and water them. When you use a watering can, it basically does a 9 flower square. So if I go over here, let's see here. So if I walk down here and water them, it should hit a 9 square. Well, maybe it's only 6. No, it should hit a 9 square flower circle. So you just go forth and randomly water things. Your villagers at times will water your flowers as well. The suggestion, if you are trying to reproduce or breed your flowers on a mass scale, is to either find the day it's raining or a day it's snowing, and then go forth and water some of your flowers, and you should get new ones the next day. they'll show up something like this here, and over time they'll grow into regular, like they'll bloom into flowers and stay bloomed until you decide to, whatever you do. And this is a suggestion, is don't do what I'm just going to do now. I'm going to put this away. Is when you're in the garden, I showed you guys earlier, or told you guys earlier, what running does. But when you're actually in flowers, don't run, because what it does is it will go forth and destroy your flowers. As you can see, the purple ones here, there's no longer petals on them. So if you go forth and run through your garden, it eats up. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But the more you run in your garden, the more chances of it taking up. See the yellow one here? It's no longer in bloom. I hope these help with what you guys are doing. I know there's a lot of people that got the game for Christmas. I know there's a lot of help me videos out there for Animal Crossing. But I figured I would show off what I've learned in the game, what I didn't know at the beginning part of the game. Just like I didn't know that you can buy certain items when Nooks, the Nook store, you can actually buy stuff there, which I had no idea. You can actually go forth and buy like a slingshot. A buddy of mine gave me a slingshot when I first started, and I said, well, my slingshot broke. And I couldn't make one yet. I didn't have the DIY for the slingshot. And he goes, well, just go to the Nook's Cranny and buy one. And I felt like an idiot. So I'm hoping that this short video will be able to help you guys grow and prosper. What I did with my island is I went forth and terraformed the whole island and made it 100% flat, so I can go forth and do whatever I want to my island at any given time. I thought it was kind of cool to go forth and flatten the island. Now I have lots of space. I don't have to worry about inclines or bridges or anything along those lines. I took all the water out of it. I may add water back into it again. I haven't decided what I'm doing with the houses yet, but that's a different story. That's another video. But for now, thanks for watching, and hopefully this will help people get things going in their islands, on their islands. Terraforming comes later once you become a 3-star island. Once you've completed some quests that Tom Nooks has for you. But thanks for watching, and hopefully this helps.